It's obviously a consequential appointment. It's the senior member of the cabinet. It's one of the most powerful positions in Washington, and Rex Tillerson is a very impressive individual, long experience running one of our largest and most complex companies. So he has that in his favor, obviously. I think the questions, however, are going to revolve around Donald Trump's views on Russia. You're hearing from Senate Republicans and Senate Democrats real concern that Donald Trump's views on Russia are out of line with the American mainstream. He has refused to criticize Putin on Ukraine, on Crimea, refused to criticize Putin for Putin's intervention in our election, refused to criticize Putin for Putin's vicious bombing of civilians in Syria. And so I think that's where this nomination is going to be tested at the confirmation hearings. Senators are going to ask these very tough questions. What is the emerging Trump position on Russia? And frankly, as a citizen, I'm troubled by what Donald Trump has been saying. I think it's too weak and too accommodationist towards Russia. We ought to be containing Russia.
Mr. Ambassador, do you see any asymmetry between Trump's arguable hawkishness on Iran and dovishness on Russia? Do you see it that way?
Well, it's odd because Vladimir Putin is running a coalition in Syria that includes Iran in it. It includes Hezbollah in it. And of course, it includes President Assad of Syria. It's a very troubling combination. And so I agree that we should be trying to prevent Iranian influence in the Sunni world in the Middle East. I think we have to have a policy designed to support the Gulf allies, Saudi Arabia, the Emirates, and others. But at the same time, we've got to be concerned about Europe. Europe's our largest trade partner and investor. NATO's our largest alliance. Putin is testing NATO in the Baltic states. So the questions for Donald Trump are, will he continue the energy and financial sanctions that President Obama, Chancellor Merkel, and the EU have put on Putin? Will he continue the deployment of American and NATO forces into the Baltic states and Poland to contain Putin and deter any kind of trouble with our NATO allies? And all the signs from Donald Trump are very troubling. Too close to Putin, too many excuses for Putin. And is he going to stand up and support Donald Trump, a commission and a tough investigation into why and how Putin intervened in our election? So these are the questions, I think, that go well beyond one nomination.
Well, and they're important questions, Ambassador, but do you think Cheney, Rice, Gates, and now Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell are being too flippant in their support for Tillerson?
I'm a very close friend of Condoleezza Rice, and she's my former boss. I have great respect for Condoleezza Rice and Bob Gates, and I take their opinions very seriously. I think Rex Tillerson's an impressive man with an impressive background. But my focus has to be, I think all of our focus has to be on what is Donald Trump going to do? He's going to be the president. He'll be making these big decisions, and I'm worried about many of the accommodationist statements he's made about Vladimir Putin.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.